been a few days since I was digging myself a hole. Had a little break, not least because it was quite tiring and other associated reasons. Anyway, stopped a little bit. Just like to say a quick hello to the new subscribers. There's been 40 over the last month, but these are the ones I've had notifications about. Sham7567, Sony Customer, and Roger Murphy. Welcome aboard. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. If you've found it for the first time and you want to subscribe, just click the bell icon, subscribe, and you'll be notified when I dig another hole. We'll have a little look in there again today, and we'll see how we're going to get on. Episodes might be getting fewer and farther apart from now on because I've got other things to do. But we'll quickly get in there now. We'll pull out a bit of that scrap wood and we'll see what there is underneath. If there's anything interesting, I'll show you. I doubt there will be. There could just be old Dettol bottles and 1980s, 70s junk. But let's try and get to the bottom. I'll film as best I can. It's very cramped in there. I'll film as best I can and let you have a little look. And then we'll have to think about how we progress from here. See if it's a viable renovation. Okay, I'll speak to you soon. See you up there. I'm just going to finish my brown bread. Yes, we're down to brown bread and marmalade. See you soon. Okay, we're we're in the hole now. So let's go down. Hopefully, down there behind me somewhere you can see. We'll go down and get inside and see how it looks. Right, you can go in first. On in you get. We're all in. Right. Let's have a little look around. Just a little observation that I spotted when I watched the last video back. This graffiti says, "Love you, Simon." And then here it says school, SCHOOLL, is, and that says rubbish, but with only one B, RUBISH. Maybe that's just for meant to be ironic, or maybe they missed so much school they couldn't spell rubbish. Who knows? Anyway, clears up some of that mystery. Let's see what other mysteries we find. I think first things first, we'll start moving this timber. Some big 4x2s there, which presumably was structural for a shed at one time, but they don't seem to be necessary because the place hasn't fallen down yet. So I don't think they're not being structured anymore, are they? It may just have been a row of hooks for something to hang up on. But let's try and get this workbench out. These bits are 4x2s, 2 of them. These green shelves. And then we work down over to that corner and let's see if there is any old stuff in here. Okay, well that's the 2 4x2s on the top of the workbench out of the window. Come to our first layer of rubbish. Now that amongst that lot, there's at least 2 of these tins. Don't think there's anything in there. We'll open them in a second. There's 1, 2 of those. Now I know exactly what this is, because I found one either in here or somewhere else in the garden before. And that is a nice brass coat hook. I put the other one on a dresser thing, a hall stand in the hallway, and I hang my coat on it. So there, now we have a pair, so that's nice. Otherwise it looks to be pretty much rubbish. There's a little lock there which we'll never find a key for, will we? And it's probably seized up anyway. Perhaps we can recycle it. Let's put it all in the what we call the fines box, shall we? There's another Horlicks jar there as well I found. Okay, let's try and get these tins open if I can, one-handed. Oh, there we are. Nothing, I'd imagine. No, an empty tin. I can go with the rubbish. Probably likewise with this one. So I can't get this one open. Smash it apart there. Nothing in there. It's empty. No, there's just nothing in there. And our coat hook. That's a useful item. Use that again. And what else is amongst here? Some sort of winding, adjusting handle. Obviously going to a big nut or something. Something to do with this maybe. Oh, there's a corner cramp for one corner. Clamp even. Right. Let's have another look. This looks to be something to do with the bed. There's another piece there. What that's for. Our handle. Well, is that the big bolt that the thing adjusts, maybe? There it is. That fit in there? Probably does, doesn't it? If it wasn't so rusty, it might. Don't know. It's rubbish, really. It's just rubbish. Oh, there's some more of these. These must be something to do with that. There's anything here, though, really. Another piece of that bed thing. I think that's just rubbish. Excuse fingers, excuse me. You tell me, part of a screwdriver? That's what it is, it's an old screwdriver. Okay, we'll have to use it to gently see if there's anything interesting amongst this. I doubt there is. No gold shining out at us. No. Jar of screws and nails. Another, they obviously like their Horlicks. A Horlicks jar full of screws and nails. Rubbish. This is the back of the bench, is it? So let's see what's this. This is a jar full of concrete powder. Hex. I believe Hex is a cough medicine or a cough sweet. So another one there. Read that a bit better. Hex. I believe, if I'm correct, that's a gentleman sneezing into a big handkerchief. So they're all full of concrete powder. They weigh a ton. And there's something distinctly homemade. Some kind of a saw clamp or a homemade vise. I imagine it's to hold a saw so you can sharpen a saw. I seem to remember my dad using something similar. Slightly better made than that, but I think that's probably what that was for. Still, it's in the way now, so let's heave it out. I can see under my... Oh, I think that's my old fireworks thing, I'm not sure. Oh, it's a very boring bottle. Just through a screw cap. Boring. Nothing in there. Nothing in that one either, I don't think. No. Nothing good. A bit of plastic rubble sack. No, I don't hold out high hopes of finding jars of old coins. Anyway, let's carry on. I'll put out the rest of this stuff and we'll see what we've got. I'll bring you back in a moment. When you begin to clear the place out, you start to think, is this really a viable restoration job? You can't help but notice areas like that where the corrugated steel has rotted right through, and here on the side where there's a bit of rot come all the way through as well. You can see this bit here, so that's not really the best. I'm not too concerned about it imminently collapsing on me. I think it's quite firm. It's held up by the tree roots as much as anything else. But looking forward, how on earth do you make this a viable space? Apart from the fact that there's probably a couple of feet of spoil still in here. This is now the edge of where the workbench was. You can see this paint here. So I don't think there's anything in here older than about 1970 something. I think we'll have a dig down here, just at this spot where it seems a bit fine at the moment. Sorry, I'm rambling, but there's these two great blocks here. You can see two hunking great lumps of railway sleeper, which seem to go down quite deep. So I'm thinking, just to find out how deep this goes, just to dig out a little bit here and see if there's anything in here that looks older than 1970 something. Wouldn't it be wonderful if there was another chamber below that this was these were supporting? I don't think so though. I really don't think so. Anyway, I'll have a scrape here and we'll see how deep we can get. Give us some idea if we're anywhere near the bottom of this thing. Well, all right, folks, we've dug out. You can see the sleeper thing. We're at the bottom of there, and we hit a layer of what looks like chalk or concrete. It's hard, flat, even. I'm going to say that's the floor, the original floor. You can see it's a smooth, even floor. So I'm not sure if it's chalk or concrete. It's hard to tell. Don't really dig a chunk out. There's not a lot of room there to do that. So anyway, what do we find in that little test trench, if you like? Well, we found that we've got a good 9-10 inches more of soil, which is all, as far as I can tell, just leaf mould and perhaps rotten wood. Nothing interesting, not a single interesting thing came out of that little foot and a half long trench. And we're at the floor. So what does that mean for us as air raid shelter digger outers? No idea. We'll have to have a little think about this. Let's see where we go from here. So we have to consider financial options, practical options. Or how on earth do we reinforce that? Do we put sandbags full of cement? It's going to make it quite narrow to reinforce that stairwell. 25 square feet of dirt to come out, which is quite a lot of dirt if you're carrying it out one bucket load at a time by yourself. And as I say, I'm really not really feeling that. All right, well, let's stop rambling, have a little think, and any suggestions, ideas, come back to me. Okay, well, there was one find then. As I turned around right at the end of filming that last little segment ramble, I noticed this sticking up out of the ground behind me, just down there, and it's an old plane for doing like tongue and groove. Look at that. It would be handmade, I guess. Okay, we'll rescue that and save that. But that's probably the oldest find I found down here. It would have been quite nice at one time. It's a bit shabby now. Okay, folks, a quick little bonus roundup of day 8. These people, or somebody who lived here, really enjoyed their Horlicks, because this little jar is a Horlicks jar, this big jar is a Horlicks jar, this jar is a Horlicks jar, and there's 2 at least already over there, Horlicks and marmalade. So apart from Horlicks and marmalade, we found another Shipham's paste bottle, probably from the 70s, and a very 70s looking glass, which may clean up, if I can make it focus. Yeah, which may clean up, doesn't seem to be any chips, cracks or damages. We may as well clean it up and try and use it. Yeah, so there won't be much coming out with us today. That glass maybe, that plane, and that coat hook. Everything else can stay down here. What I have done, just to fill you in, is chase out from that sleeper, which is now buried again. Just drag stuff behind me all the way down to the floor, into the corner, just to prove to myself there wasn't anything special. It doesn't seem to be. Let's come back, and we might do that same sort of principle around the rest of the edge, and just sling stuff from one side to the other rather than trying to take it out, because there's an awful lot of stuff here. Anyway, let's see what we end up with tomorrow, or the next day, next time I come down here. Any thoughts, suggestions? Tell me what you think. And I hope you've enjoyed watching a man dig a hole for himself. See you later.